Heyo everybody, Haku here with 5 Jump Week. This week we have Phantom Seer Chapter 26, I Tell C Chapter 6, Witch Watch Chapter 5, and Excuse Me Deadness It's Touching Me Chapter 20. Um, as always, I always say this at the beginning of everything, I'm extremely excited, yeah. I really need to break this habit somehow. I don't know how. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. But these 4 are going to be really good. I'm loving Phantom Seer's current arc. ITLC has been great so far, so is Witch Watch. I really liked last chapter of that a lot, expanding the cast a bit. Excuse Me, Dennis, It's Touching Me is like one of my favorite things right now. And pretty soon, as soon as I catch up, as I've said, I'll be adding "'Tis Time for Torture Princess." I managed to read the first chapter or so of Magu-chan God of Destruction, and it's good so far, so if I catch up to that, I could add that. I want to add Spy X Family whenever I catch up to that. Even though that's not a weekly, I think it's a bi-weekly thing, I can add that. And I tried Ghost Reaper Girl, but not going to add that one, because not going to lie, didn't really like that one very much. If you want me to give my first thoughts and impressions, it felt like a bunch of other things that I've watched or read before, but not as good. Like, it's like, oh, this is like a bunch of other manga, only not as good. I really didn't like the character designs very much as well. Like, I don't want to, like, disparage the art or anything, but yeah, I didn't really like the character designs much either. But either way, that aside, let's jump into Phantom Seer Chapter 26 to start things off and read all the jump stuff this week. Alright, starting off with Phantom Seer Chapter 26. I'm loving this arc so far, and the title is The Way the Tengu Master Fights. So it just makes me even more happy because we're getting an Oigawa fight. He's going to get back up and continue on with this. This arc has been incredible so far. I really like the way that he's being set up as the opponent for the Puppet Master because he's the character whose behavior directly contrasts her point of view. And also, this arc's been so great so far, and we haven't even really gotten into all the other conceiving hands and stuff. So that's really great. And of course, like I don't know how much this series is going to be one of those turning enemies into friends series. Like if they were somehow able to turn the Puppet Master over to their side, and she would be a recurring good guy character after this. I don't know how much this series is going to be like that or not. So there are a lot of different ways this could end. It could end just with the defeat and capture. Puppet Master could switch sides, or Puppet Master could get a wrecked like what happened to Kanzaki. But either way, we start off with Kondo yelling out for Oigawa and the Tengu going to check on him. And I love the facial expression here from the Puppet Master. The art's always so good. Why did you shield him? A shaman protecting a phantom. Of course I'd do that. I've been with Goro and his brothers since I was a child. We're practically family. I would never turn my back on them. I'm not the kind of shaman you're talking about. Also, I thought before, because I mentioned before that they're Goro, Rokuro, and Shichiro. So what happened to what happened to Ichiro through Yonro, or just Shiro, I guess. So what if they're like older, more badass Tengus instead of like little baby Tengus that he can like pull out as like a trump card, or if like there's some other Tengu master that is the master of Ichiro through Shiro. But either way, I'm not the kind of shaman you're talking about. And then she brings out more of the black paper dolls. How annoying. I don't want to hear another word from you. Ha, you're confused because he's different from what you expected. Shamans and phantoms can fight together. Right, Guhin. And Guhin chomps down on Kondo's arm. She let the dog bite her arm. Energy's flowing from Guhin's fangs into Kondo. So we're getting more into Kondo's powers. I love this. Trance. Oh, this is so cool. Kondo is so cool. So now Kondo has claws and has the collar. It's almost somewhat like what is it? What was her name? Samuji's what was that thing called? geez, the Kamaitachi powers. That's so cool. So it's like almost a sort of possession type ability. Her presence has suddenly become stronger. Will she attack me directly? But her attacks won't reach me. This is so cool. I love Kondo. This series is so good. Like, I was worried about how the series would continue on after the first few arcs, but like this arc has been incredibly good. Multiple high-speed attacks. If they don't land, she shifts her position and attacks again. I see. She's enveloped herself in divinity's power, thereby strengthening her entire body. But that must put a tremendous amount of stress on her body. Just as I thought, the Puppet Master's powers. The white talisman deflects attacks. They fade away after one use. She replaces them, but she doesn't have an unlimited amount at her disposal, right? Then I'll just keep attacking until there are no talismans left. She can't keep this up alone. I need to force the Puppet Master to drop her guard. I should be able to do the same thing. Just like how I strengthened my Kakara staff with divinity's power. I should be able to. Oh, and he's drawing in the Tengu. Wrap divinity's power around myself. Since olden times, Tengu seen flying freely in the sky were feared as bad omens. Heavenly strike of bad omens. The Tengu Master. And she turns back to look at him. A pincer attack. Cage of white filth. And she summons a bunch of the white talismans. These are all the white talismans I have. But those shamans are at their limit too. If I can just survive this. And we see a huge crash from above. And the talisman's fading. And she's still up. While Kondo and Kenma are back down in front of her. Their divinity's power is troublesome, but I avoided a direct hit. And now, the Tengu's bad omens strike twice. Oh, and then after he attacked himself, the Tengu then come back and attack. Oh, that's so good. What? The Tengu came from below. The first attack bored a tunnel under the floor. The Tengu snuck in from there. I left the final blow to the Tengu, a partnership between Shaman and Phantom. This is how the Tengu Master fights. Oh, and we see this dark mist. Like, I don't know what to think of this. Because we know that, like, Senju can kind of, like, come out of anywhere at any time, basically. From that first arc when she showed up. Yes, I agree. I see. You were able to get blood and hair samples. We've accomplished our task. Hey, who are you talking to? The Puppet Master. Is this a Sasori thing? Was this chick the puppet all along? Oh, I freaking love this series. And like all of the creepy art and everything is always so well done. A hand's coming out of her body. And Oigawa's starting to waver. Are you saying we were wrong? This tall lady we've been fighting isn't human, she's a doll. The conceiving hand with Senjudoji's arm it was a Sasori thing. I want to play too. Why are you hurting Amelia? Let's play with dolls. I won't forgive you. See, I made it look cute. It'll make it more fun. This is so cool. I love her design. With the Senju arm and like the creepy sort of gothic Lolita look. And the knife and everything. And like just the unnecessary amount of detail put into her outfit. I really love this series. And she has a doll of Oigawa now. Puppet Master is this girl. Okay then, time to die. That's so cool. So I wonder if they'll all, like, when we saw them before, it didn't look like they all had a crazy Senjudoji arm. Maybe it only reveals itself when they start using their powers. Because, I mean, Kanzaki had one, But back when like regular students were seeing him and stuff, they obviously would have noticed if he had a demon arm. So I guess they can keep it hidden as a normal arm when they're not using their powers, maybe? Either way, this arc is so good. This has been incredible so far. So we had these two fight against Amelia, and that was amazing and all. And I guess now we're probably going to have Iori and Riku come in to fight against the actual Puppet Master. That was so cool though. I love getting to see more of Kondo's powers. I really like the idea of us creating this cast where we have, like, we started off when they went after Senju, it was Iori and, well, we had the one mirror arc where Kenma got introduced and he was with Iori and Riku. Then Iori and Riku were fighting alongside Kurose, and that kind of happened twice for 2 arcs. Even though Tsumuji was introduced in the Kanzaki arc. Now this arc, we have, again, the two main characters with Kenma coming back and Kondo being introduced. So I hope that, like, next arc, when we go after the next one or whatever, we'll have our main characters, and maybe they'll have... Is the guy's name Yusuke? I always forget. Or am I just calling him Yusuke because of Persona 5? I don't know. The Fox guy. If they team up with him and then maybe Tsumuji comes back to team up with them for the next one, because we got the hint that she might be keeping her powers. Or then they have another one with Kondo and Kurose as part of the team. See, I hope we just have this revolving door where these recurring characters can be parts of the team, and we just get to see more Kondo and Kenma recurring throughout, plus some of these other characters that are allies. But yeah, either way, that was an amazing chapter. This is an amazing arc so far. I'm going to move on to ITEL C for now. But, oh man, I love Phantom Seer. It's so underrated. Before I move on, actually, let me go to Manga Plus's homepage. Where's Phantom Seer at on the list here, the popularity list? Because we need everybody watching this video, which I know probably isn't a lot anyway, because I'm like a very small YouTuber, but we need to really start hyping Phantom Seer and start spreading the word. Because this is so good. And it's way down this week. Where is it this week? Is it not even in the top 30? This is ridiculous if it's not even in the top 30. It's so good. This is ridiculous. It's not even in the top 30. Ridiculous. Especially you have stuff like The Elusive Samurai at 25. I have, like, even though I haven't been reading it for these videos anymore, I've been, like, speed reading it ever since I stopped covering it in these videos. It's not very good. Like, that's at 25. ITEL C, you know, at 23. I'm very, very happy for it. Witch Watch, I'm happy for doing 19. Excuse me, Dennis is all the way up at 17. I love seeing these do well. Spike's family is doing incredibly well. But yeah, like, again, you can't argue with too many of these top ones because they're like the most popular and or good series, but Phantom Seer should be doing much better than it is. I'll never understand why it's not doing that well. Chainsaw Man isn't even putting out new chapters, is it? Why is it at 28? And not only is it not putting out good chapters, but hot take here, Chainsaw Man was never that good to begin with. Yeah, Phantom Seer is at 30. Below the One Piece re-edition. Below the random Naruto re-edition. Ah, disgraceful. Disgraceful. What are people doing? Oh well. Either way, moving along to ITEL C. Okay, let's hop into ITEL C Chapter 6. I literally just remembered what was at the end of last chapter, with Aioi showing up like, oh, it's my time. That was so good. Like, the killer finally caught up to Sakon, and she's just behind him like, here I am. Oh, it's so good. And we've been, like, the stuff surrounding these characters, I like the way we've just been getting a slow drip of things being revealed, and I think that's what we're going to start with, because this is a flashback. Chapter 6, Kill, and, I mean, that's a cool name for a chapter. I don't need comrades, sir. I wouldn't want someone to sacrifice themselves for my sake. To the police, Aioi is a tool who can be disposed of. So another case closed thanks to Aoi's transgressions, huh? How does that, deviant get to be on the force? I've never once agreed with how she's been treated. So it seems like she's working with somebody, like, important behind the scenes. Sorry, hiccup. Okay, hopefully I don't get the hiccups while I'm trying to read. But I've also never agreed with her brand of feelings. To have feelings for a criminal is a fool's errand. It's the same mistake that got my idiot father killed. Ioi's just a tool. If she breaks and can no longer be used, then that's that. That's what I've continued to tell myself, even though I know none of it is fair. But Sakon, he's followed his heart. I've never been able to do that. I've never been able to reach out my hand to Ioi. Hey, Ukon. A hero showing up last minute is a common trope in stories. Let's go. Miss Ioi, run away. And then he goes to attack with the hacksaw. It's hopeless. This is one situation that even Miss Ioi can't handle. With just... And then he stops because she grabs his hand. She's the best. Yes, calm yourself. He stopped. All you've ever wanted was to hold hands. You just want to be loved, don't you? The owner, your father, Mr. Kenzo Ohira, I read the notes he was keeping. My son Nobuto has an extremely unsettling personality. After he turned 10, his mother and I learned of his abnormal tendencies. Our love for him vanished. Then one day my wife went missing. I had a secret room in the back of the manor. That's where I found my son sitting atop a pile of corpses, holding my wife's right hand. Countless other hands were strewn about, all squeezed so hard the bones had been broken. I tossed the corpses off the cliff. But what do I do with my son? Do I kill him? No, I don't have the courage for that. Instead, I'll put him somewhere. No hand will ever reach him. How did the cops never figure this one out? This is so strange. I found a photo. It was of you, Mr. Nobuto, and someone I presumed to be your mother, holding hands. That was your form of love, wasn't it? And yet, somewhat sad. Hands are homes for our emotions. People clench them in frustration, or reach them out in search of love. Everyone has their own reasons for committing a crime, but often it's their negative emotions that drive them to do it. Jealousy, repression, longing. Oh, and I like how that ties back to the previous cases. I wish to fill that gap. And if I do, you'll no longer have a reason to commit such crimes. Isn't that right? And if we run from the law in the name of love, I won't allow you to stay on this path of crime. Because as long as I'm by your side, you'll never think of committing another crime ever again. I'll devote my life to holding your hand until you no longer need me. Oof, oof, best girl. She's trying to give them what they want. Oh, yeah, and again it ties back to the previous cases. Sekon, are you okay? Oh, Ukon, Mr. Kagami. Ioi, run. No, wait. Look. Thank you so much. And he's crying. Now what is it you desire at this moment? To confess? To run away? Whatever you wish, I won't say no. My desire is something that I need to do. This is what Dad strove to see. Yes, I'm sure of it. The only ones capable of saving someone like him are people like Dad and Miss Ioi. And then holy shit, the author dude blows him away. Plot twist. This is so good. What in the hell? Lame. This idea's a dud. Totally not the scenario I had hoped for. Here I thought the four of us could hang out, but now it's all fallen through. Isn't that right, Risa? After all, what? I am your kidnapper, Hikaru Kagamino. And I know she mentioned thinking she recognized him or something like that, but what? It's this easy? And he has a scar. I wonder if that's from her, maybe, since she's been after him. Hikaru. Victim? Oh, that wasn't a second victim on the list. Okay. Victim Risa Ioi. Offender Hikaru Kagamino. The gears were set in motion. I love that panel there of Sakon. Mr. Kagami, you're Hikaru Kagami? No. The suspect in Ioi's case 5 years ago, but you look nothing like him. He's the first criminal Miss Ioi fell in love with. Huh? And she looks pissed. Okay. So her character is breaking, set in motion at the hands of The worst criminal the worst criminal imaginable. Okay, that is a tongue twister. What a great chapter. I didn't see that twist coming. This is so good. And the last few pages, like the art. I love that Sakon panel. The Ioi panel's good too, with her character slipping. And we might find out, like, he has a noticeable scar. Maybe that's from her. Like, oh, that's so good. That's really, really good. Okay, either way, the plot deepened. I don't even know how long this series is going to be if this is happening already. It's only chapter 6. And again, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be. And why is he revealing himself now? Like, there's so much confusion. I'm more excited for this series than I have been, like, in the past, though. Jeez, that was really good. What a great cliffhanger. Either way, gonna move on. Gonna be hard to move on and get my brain out of... Like, whenever something shocking happens, I'm always like, it's difficult to get your brain out of that and move on to anything else. Like, if I have to record a video after I record something where some big twist happens at the end of something, if it happens to be a reaction or whatever, I'm just like, when I'm reading the next thing, I'm like, oh God, I don't know what to do. I'm like all still, my brain is still thinking about this past thing. I'm going to move on to Witch Watch, but that was a great chapter, and it was only 7.5 minutes. I mean, less than that, because I've been, like, talking about it. Jeez. That's good. It deserves to be as high up as it is in the ratings. Even higher. Even higher. So yeah, I said at the end of reading Phantom Seer, we need to be, like, pushing that and telling people to read this too. That's so good. And again, I wasn't really sure about how this arc was going compared to, like, the first 2 cases, but that was really, really cool. Either way, moving on to Witch Watch. Okay, jumping into Chapter 5 of Witch Watch. I really, really liked last chapter. I thought the stuff with Morihito was good, and I really loved the expanding of the cast with Kara and Kukumi. Was that her full name? I liked both of them, especially Kara. Kara was, like, the most interesting, like, maybe my favorite character so far. So I really want to see what happens here to expand from that. If we're just going to have another, like, slice of life type story, if we're going to introduce more characters. Yeah, there's a lot they could do with Chapter 5. So this is Chapter 5, The Flying Classroom. Morning, yo. Hold on, let me make sure. Yeah, my recording looks fine. Man, a witch. That's so cool. Yeah, that was a surprise. Can you, like, fly around on a broom? Hey, what's your line ID? And everybody's so excited because she's a witch. I was concerned about how things would turn out, but wow, she's actually popular. Well, if she makes friends, that's enough for me. Hey, you're childhood friends with the witch, right? Can you ask her to turn me into a chair? I want to use Bukujutsu. Tosaku Saiko and Ryuta Shippo. Apparently, I'm only attracting weirdos. Hey, Nico, how about you show off some of your magic? Huh? Oh, I knew this would happen. Magic is not a toy. There's no telling what kind of trouble it can accidentally cause. Ooh, yeah, I want to see. What kind of stuff can you do? Especially since everyone may get carried away with it. I can do anything. So you're gonna one up them by getting carried away first? Nico is such a great chimp brain. I love it. Hold it, Nico, don't get carried away. What do you want to see? I suggest this one spell that shifts gravity sideways. I'm not sure I get it, but that sounds cool. She's not listening. This is a new place for her, and her need for acceptance is an overdrive. Yeah, let's scare our teacher with that. Good morning. And everyone is just in different directions. Did I just step into the Infinity Castle? Okay, at first I thought Nakime had suddenly taken control of our classroom. Don't get this reference. But let's stop with the pranks and get to work, shall we? Today's the first real day of classes, but we'll start first period with an icebreaker, so we can get to know each other. First period icebreakers. We're allowed to use this time however we like. When I was your age, my class played Fruits Basket for our high school icebreaker. Are we preschoolers now? You seriously want us to play Fruits Basket at our age? Well, we've got Nico in our class, so it seems obvious that we should play around with some magic. No, Nico's magic isn't a toy. It shouldn't be used for games. Great, nobody's listening to me. They're all just going ooh over everything he says. Magic sounds cool. I want to fly. Yeah, Bukujutsu for everyone. Everybody agree? Hey, let's all go fly. Jeez, this class is up for anything. Hold it, you can't just decide that. Do you have a spell that can do that? Kinda, yeah. Come on, Nico, you'll be the class hero. Nico, you know better than to use magic carelessly like that. Everyone, change into your gym uniforms and meet me on the field. She's decided to play the hero. Okay. This is a barrier which is used when we practice flying. As long as you're standing inside it, anyone can fly. That's some pretty crazy stuff to say with a straight face. That's a witch for you, I guess. If you want to go forward, just think to yourself, I'm going forward. You will. How's that an explanation? Is it me, or is this explanation actually kinda spacey? I guess if you're flying through space, and we have Ina Urusei. You can shut up now, miss. Shut up. Oh, because, yeah, her name is Urusei. If you want to turn right, think, I want to turn right, and then you'll turn right. And when you want to turn left, think, I want to turn left, and you'll turn left. I'm bored with this explanation. Yeah, I just want to fly. Okay, ready, go! And they all start floating. Whoa, I'm really flying. Eek, too scary. It's times like these that bring out a person's true nature. The cautious ones who try things slowly, a little at a time. Suzuka Kiyomizu. And we see Kugumi again, Urashino. Eep, don't let go. And Kamugi Kuroa. Right? The daring ones who dive right in and learn by doing, Yuki Arisugi and Tsuneyoshi Ishii. The laid-back ones who find a comfortable balance and drift there. Ah, yeah, this is the life. Takashi Ishiki and Rin Fua. The boys desperate for attention who start doing tricks where the girls can see them. Rikiharu, Hariki, and Kuiteru Choshi. The ones who've gotten used to it and decide to play Dragon Ball. Kara! I freaking love Kara. And then Tsuneyoshi Ichi and Ryuta Shippo. That's so great. The manga addict who secretly wants to play Dragon Ball too. Yuri Makawa, homeroom teacher. The snooty hipster who's too good to join in the flying fun because he has better hobbies that let his imagination soar. I love that we're basically getting introduced to the whole cast like this. The whole class, like, just giving us all their personality through something that's weirdly relatable in, like, the strangest way. And Keigo Magami. The antisocial contrarian who deliberately doesn't even change into his gym clothes, Arashi Komadan. With them watching, the whole class decided to reenact Swimmy. Geez, this class is really up for anything. Sir, Class 1-3 is flying. What? Wow, they're so lucky. I heard there's a witch in Class 1-3. Why do we get stuck playing a lame game like Fruits Basket? I want to fly too. And then Morihito's just looking up at them. You doing okay, Nico? This has got to take a lot of magical energy. Yeah, it does, but it'll be fine. Eating some Anko sweet bean paste will restore my lost magic. Really? I'm glad everyone's having fun. I got to learn how to fly and stuff only because I was born as a witch. I thought it was kind of unfair that no one else could. I'm glad I found a way to share it with everyone. I really do like Nico's character. Like, she's an airhead and kind of like is the comic relief there to mess things up for things to get solved in the future. But she's like genuinely a really sweet and good person. Like, I love that. It makes, like, her dynamic work really well. It makes it so that she can, like, goof stuff up and, like, set us into all these, like, wacky things that we would get into in an episodic basis. But sometimes when characters are like that, they can get annoying. But it like, keeps her from being annoying because you get to see that she's, like, legitimately just trying to do what's best for everyone. Alright? Personally, I've never been happy that I was born an ogre. Never. Is that how you see it? What? Why? You're super strong and amazing, Moe. Why don't you just let everyone know you're an ogre? I'm not allowed to play with you. Mom says I can't. You hurt Momota bad, right? Everyone says they aren't going to play with you anymore. Oh, I'll play by myself then. Hey, what are you? I heard Momota's injury was super bad. No kid should have been able to do that. Everyone says you're not normal. People won't want to hang out with me. Where should I put it? And see, I like that. That's another interesting wrinkle in his character too. Like it's not just all fun and games. It is, but we're getting some good character work too. Where should I put it? Off in a corner of the field would be great, thanks. And oh no, the truck's gonna fly into the circle. A truck, it's driving into the barrier and starts floating. Wow, it's flying. A truck. It's falling. What's going on? And Morihito catches it, and everyone's surprised. Are you okay, sir? Me? What about you? Otagi, what the heck was that? Bro, how'd you do that? Holy crap, that was unbelievable. I thought we were dead. Actually, I used magic to... Guys, I'm an ogre. Okay, something before I move on. This is really cool. It's making me think there could be other people who are like witches and ogres hiding out within the class as well. Like, Keigo's design is too just different from everybody else's to not be special in some way, I feel like. So I kind of get the feeling he could be something, and maybe that's why he's not that impressed with flying either. But either way. Sorry. Moving back from where I left off. Alright. I may look human, but I'm not. I'm not normal. So, whoa, amazing. An ogre? Seriously, that's so cool. Huh? Aren't you scared of me? Heck, you believe me? Yeah, I mean, we already have a witch in our class. I was just flying through the air. Yeah, who's gonna be shocked that a witch has an ogre for a childhood friend? Yeah, Class 1-3 is totally going with this. I guess it's fine if they're cool with it. At the end of the day, with back-to-back surprise confessions, Class 1-3 discovered they had both a witch and an ogre, making for an unexpectedly fantastical homeroom. It's weird that this chapter kind of feels like it continued, like they said, back-to-back surprises. It feels like it kind of carries on naturally from Chapter 3, so it's weird that Chapter 4 was in between these two. But I guess they just really wanted to establish Kata a bit, because she did get a lot of speaking in this chapter, I suppose. But yeah, interesting. I hope we get more Kata, though, because I think she's my favorite so far. That or maybe the teacher. But shockingly enough, everybody seemed okay with it. The whole class decided to treat us just like they would anyone else, and I'm grateful for that. Though I still only seem to attract weirdos. Hey, could you ask Nico if she has a spell to switch my left and right eyes? Tosaku Saiko. Okay. Yeah, that was good. I like that. I like that chapter a lot, because it was funny like the previous chapters have been, but I feel like this might be one of the most in-depth so far when it comes to fleshing out some of the characters' insecurities. And some of the things about their personality that aren't just like, when we first got introduced, it's like, oh, Morihito's a noble guy. He's a good guy who will protect Nico and all this. And Nico's a genuinely good person who wants to use her magic to help other people. Like, we're seeing some of the characters' weaknesses and insecurities, which is cool. Plus developing the class around them as a wider cast further. But yeah, that was really, really good. Going to move on from this, go to Excuse Me Dennis, It's Touching Me to finish out the video. Okay, let's go. We got Excuse Me Dennis, It's Touching Me, Chapter 20. It was a long 2-week wait because we had a week off. So yeah, let's jump into it. That surprised me. Okay, so we're going back to Akoya, I think was her name, or maybe Ayako, and Tamori. That surprised me. It's crazy that you wandered into Kokuyokai. Kokiokai. Those weird people? And then she didn't even know. It's fine. I understand. My old man rushed you, right? Eh? I thought I declined numerous times, but don't worry. I won't let you force yourself like this anymore. I'll have the marriage called off completely. Sorry for making you feel uncomfortable. You don't have to be involved with someone like me anymore. And then she grabs the shirt. Huh? And what is this smile? It is trying to show off her teeth. Oh. I like these panels. Are you alright? And she stands up and takes off the, like, fancy kimono. Hey, that side's the sea. And she just runs with a harpoon or a trident? What on earth? She's catching something. She's a skilled ama diver. Ama diver, Japanese female divers, famous for collecting pearls. By the way, she has permission to catch fish here. Okay, sure, but what's she trying to do? I love how she's going to be just added into the insanity of everybody else who has a screw loose now. Takioka, how long have you been watching for? Since you ran off on a bike with a girl clung to your back, Mr. Tamari. No, it's not that you can't touch women, it's just that you try not to touch them, right? Don't say it as if I'm a liar. It does scare me, touching women. And there's no way I'm allowed to touch them. The women who come near me all meet misfortune. Like her. I feel sorry for her, having to become a Yakuza's wife. Isn't it up to her to decide whether she's unhappy or not? Of course she doesn't want to marry me. You too. I know. You didn't want to become the caretaker of a Yakuza's heir. You're wrong, says Takioka. The reason why I didn't want to be your caretaker wasn't because you're a Yakuza's heir. I just simply didn't like you. I love this. Takioka's so great. You're always like this. You're scared of being rejected. That's why you use the fact that you're part of the Yakuza to reject others and protect yourself. You should stay all alone like that forever. You ate my corn, you meanie! And he jumps over the railing. Takioka! Why does everyone so hastily jump into the sea right in front of me? Corn. He still held a grudge over that? 10 or so years ago. Young sir, please eat up. There's fresh seafood that the Yama divers caught, and freshly harvested summer vegetables. You can get as many seconds as you want. On we have adorable little baby Tamori. The number of young divers has increased. The young girls have been competing over finding natural pearls. We have Shirayuki's dad. Despite her looks, that child over there is the best one here. Though she may look young and unreliable, she's a strong little fighter. And, on top of that, she's tight-lipped like a clam. She's... Alright, and Takioka's about to eat, and we see his older brother there too. Sorry, my voice is dying. It looks good. What's wrong? If you can't finish that, I can eat it for you if you want. And that's Tamori looking over to Akoya or Ayako. I again don't remember her name. I think it's Akoya. And then she shakes her head. Hey, Chuya, I'll eat that, or if you're full, I'll eat that for you. And he just takes the corn. I was trying to eat that imperfect lines. Huh? What? Were you thinking about something like that while eating? We're eating delicious food, so focus on savoring it. Leave me alone, I can do what I want. Hey Chuya, you're being disrespectful to Mr. Tamori. And then the line is all crooked. And she starts eating again. You finally smiled. If you're bothered by your teeth, you can get them fixed any time, so don't worry. That's what the dentist told me, but that smile just now was cute too. Even if the kernels don't line up nicely, the corn is tasty. And then we see Tamori's dad looking over. Tamori, this girl's going to become your bride in the future. And he brings her to him. She must hate it, showing her teeth like that, then jumping into the sea. Oh, she got her teeth straightened. She must have really not liked having her teeth pointed out by me. And then some time passes. I'm being followed. Hey, did you really think you were hiding like that? And she just brings some fish and an eel over to oh god, why am I forgetting his name? Kurosumi. So, when you got reincarnated, you became an Amadiver? Amadiver Isekai, to be continued. This is so good. Alright, that was fun. Again, this is just comedy, everybody being insane, a lot of sort of expression panels. I like the deeper delve into Tamori's character here, though where it really shines is the comedy. Just the way it's like so deadpan and like kind of off-putting is like so amazing. I can't think of any other comedy manga that does comedy quite like the way this one does it, where again, everything is just so kind of off kilter and deadpan, and everybody's reactions and the way they do things is just slightly off, and it gives everything this comedic energy to it, even when it's just, again, just deadpan whatever. It has this really cool energy to it. So yeah, that was really really good. I hope to see more of these characters and more of the comedy and everything. And now we have Kurosumi with a bunch of girls after him, Tomori with girls after him, and I just want the two of them together. So, I mean, sorry all the ladies in this series, but yeah, either way, that's the end of Jump Week this week. So yeah, before I end it off, I'm going to say once again, we need to get people watching Phantom Seer. Everybody go spread the word on that. We also need to, for Excuse Me Dennis It's Touching Me, and I Tell C and Witch Watch, they're all amazing, but Phantom Seer especially is just being slept on completely. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of all of these chapters, what you thought of my thoughts and reaction. We can talk about them in the comments as much as you want to. I would love to talk about these series more, so yeah, if you want to talk about these series, hit me up here or on Twitter. Or on the Discord server if you want. It's free and open for anyone. Just ask and I can give you a link to it. Also, if you want to help support the channel and help me continue to make videos, it is patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description. Either way, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.